And it was really to see King and Kennedy, in conversation in this hearing room at the end of 6 weeks of these remarkable exploration of the issues and the problems. King described his time in Chicago and said it was the first time he had experienced the grinding poverty, exploitation, and despair that prevailed in urban neighborhoods. King and his family moved into the west side of Chicago and lived like a member of the community, and really felt that there was an uprising that summer while they were there. So he really felt it in a way that just accelerated his efforts. He observed again, and King on Vietnam, he's spoken out, he's pushing for negotiations, but he's careful not to take the attention off of the issue of racial equality and the many problems they're facing. But in this hearing, he observed that the Johnson administration spent liberally on a war in Vietnam, where American security was not at stake, and he questioned the wisdom of a conflict justified by vague commitments to a reactionary regime. And this is a famous quote from King. "The bombs of Vietnam exploded home, destroying the hopes and possibilities of decent Americans." Meanwhile, he said, the war on poverty was scarcely a skirmish. At no time has a total coordinated and fully adequate program been conceived. Kennedy asked King, and there's an interesting back and forth between the two of them, but he asked King what he thought the extent of poverty and alienation was understood outside of ghetto areas. To what extent did people really understand that? Not at all, said King. "The problem, as you know," he told Kennedy, "is that ghetto dwellers are often invisible. Thoughts unknown, words unheard, feelings unfelt." Kennedy conceded that lack of understanding of the bitter conditions that existed in these urban communities was deeply troubling, and expressed deep concern to where this combinations of factors would lead the United States. Riots, King famously warned, in the final analysis, turn out to be the language of the unheard.